Okay, Mr. Chairman, we are live on YouTube.
All right. Thank you, Lauren, and everyone that is able to join us here at 6 o'clock. I'll call this meeting to order. And first thing I want to do is welcome Commissioner Casey Owens to her first Health and Welfare Committee meeting. We're glad that she's able to be on our team, and we do work as a team on this committee, and I believe everybody's heart's in it. And that shows with the way that we conduct ourselves in these meetings and the things that we've been able to accomplish as a committee with Andrea, Sherry, and Josh's help, and of course, Executive Haley. So with that being said, the first item we need to do is we need to vote to allow this format, this Zoom format, due to the COVID conditions that we're all experiencing. So I would entertain a motion for us to conduct this meeting live on YouTube.
Mr. Chairman, this
Yes.
is Commissioner Dunlap. I'd like to make a motion for us to accept Zoom format for the meeting tonight.
Thank you. We have a motion from Commissioner Dunlap.
I second that.
We have a second from Commissioner Evans. Anyone want to speak to that? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item is to accept our agenda, and our agenda was in our email.
Commissioner Stotts, I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Stotts, for that motion to accept our agenda.
I'd like to make a second.
Thank you, Commissioner Owens, for that second. Would anybody like to speak to that? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Let me catch up on this for just a second here in my notes. It was starts. All right. Next item is we didn't actually meet last month because of everything that's been going on. So actually our minutes were emailed out a month ago for our last meeting, and hopefully you've had a chance to review those, and I would entertain a motion to approve them without reading them if anyone would like to do that.
Mr.
Sure.
Chairman.
This is Commissioner Dunlap. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Commissioner Evans.
I will make that motion that
Thank
we
you.
dispense with the reading and accept the minutes.
Commissioner Dunlap will second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Evans, for the motion and Commissioner Dunlap for the second. Would anybody like to speak to that? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, with that, what I want to do, I want to start at the bottom tonight of our agenda, which is any other business that would come before the committee. And the reason that I'm doing that is because we need to do two things in this meeting. We need to appoint a vice chair and we need to appoint a secretary. So at this time, I would entertain motions for the vice chairman.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Dunlap.
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Joseph Stotts, Vice Chair.
All right, we have a motion for Commissioner Stotts from Commissioner Dunlap.
I would like to second that.
All right, we have a second from Commissioner Owens. Is there any other nominations? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, Commissioner Stotts is our vice chair. And next is our secretary, and I would like to nominate Commissioner Casey Owens.
Commissioner Stotts seconds that.
Casey, would you be willing to serve in that? I should have asked you that first.
Well, luckily I got a little experience the other night with safety. So yes, I will. I will
Okay.
serve.
All right.
Thank you for asking.
All right. Is there any other nominations? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. And Casey, I'll be glad to help you in any way. I've been actually doing it since we've been short for a few months, and I was actually the secretary for Highway and Bridge for a number of years. And if you need any help, just let me know. I've got templates I can email you, or anything you need, just let me know.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And I'm doing it for tonight, so don't worry about this meeting. I've got it taken care of.
Are you sure? Because I've started notes just in case.
Well, I mean, that's entirely up to you, but you might want to take a pass because you don't get them that often.
Hey, I'll take it then. Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. Thank y'all. First item now back on the at the top of the agenda is the health department. And I believe we have Andrea Fox with us here.
Hey, everybody. I have just the report from the regular report I do. In November, we did 1,617 visits to 1,395 clients. We also gave out 163 vaccines during the month of November. Our drive-through testing hours have changed from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is subject to change at any time, as I'm sure that you've seen things change constantly. But right now they are 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. So far this week, we've tested about 600 people in 2 days. So, well, no, maybe 700. I'm sorry, right at 700.
Andrea, I want to say, it's probably no secret. There's several people in my family that actually had COVID last month. And I can say from personal experience, the health department is the fastest test. And they really do a great job of getting you in and out and very professional.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
With that, I would entertain a motion to accept Ms. Fox's report.
Mr. Chairman,
I'll make that motion. This is Commissioner Dunlap.
All right, we have a motion from Commissioner Dunlap to accept the health department report.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Evans.
I wondered if I could ask Andrea Fox a couple questions.
Yes, would you mind seconding the motion and then we can go into discussion?
Okay, certainly. I'll second the motion.
All right, thank you. Now, any discussion? Commissioner Evans.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Ms. Fox, for you and your staff. As Chairman Wisher said, you all are very professional. Although we have not had COVID in my immediate family, we have been tested there several times, and you all are very professional. And I know you are all working in an unprecedented, unpredictable scenario that we really thank you and appreciate having the Warren County Health Department here. And you all go above and beyond your call of duty. But with
Thank
that
you.
said, I wonder what the current positivity rate is, if you know it, in our county or our area.
Honestly, just so yesterday, I think we tested 363. Over 100 were positive. So we're just yesterday, we're right at about a 30%. Same's taking place in White County. So I would say everywhere, it seems like that we are inching upward. Now, if you go on the tn.gov website, they won't have the numbers probably from yesterday. So that positivity rate won't show that. But just from what we can see, it looks like we're about 30%. And that's based on the number of tests performed.
So, and 30% is considered to be quite high. Am I correct?
Absolutely. The difference we're seeing now is most people that are testing have become in contact with or are sick. So that's probably why the positivity rate's increasing. But we're testing a lot of people.
Yes, I saw on Facebook pictures of traffic lined up well past the red light by Kroger there. And again,
Yes,
I want to thank,
I think it went to the gondola yesterday.
wow.
Mhm.
Again, I'd like to thank you all. I really admire you all very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, if there's no other discussion, we have a motion and a second to accept the report. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you, Andrea. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, next up is the sanitation department, and Josh had just texted me shortly before the meeting and said he would not be able to join us tonight, but he did email out his report, and I will go over the highlights of it here briefly before we entertain a motion to accept it. For November, they took in 0 tons to waste away. The loads that were hauled to South Central were 801 tons. That cost us $36,000. That was 128 loads, and that's quite a bit. Newsprint, we took in 4.87 tons. We had a tipping fee of $220.85. That was 1 load. Cardboard was 26.32 tons. Our money that we received from that was $1,164.63. That was 6 loads. And metal to Southern Central was 34.43 tons. We received $3,443 for that. That's 15 loads. And aluminum cans was 0.60 tons. That was $420 that we received for 2 loads. We collected 5 batteries for $37.50. Our collection site for used tires, we took in 1,825 tires and 117 truck tires. So that's probably a lot of people that's out of work due to COVID and they're getting rid of their tires, but that seems pretty high. Used oil, we took in 2 ton, that's 500 gallons. Electronics, 1.5 ton, and plastic, we took in 2.5 tons. Recycled, money coming back was $5,065.13, and our recycling rate was 13%, which is kind of what it's been hovering around for the last few months. And Josh wanted me to make sure everybody knew if you have any questions, feel free to email him about anything on the report, and he'll be glad to answer them. And if okay, I would like to make a motion that we accept his report.
Chairman, I'll second that motion.
All right. We have a motion.
Commissioner Dunlap, second.
Okay. I believe Ms. Evans had already seconded that, David. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. We have a
That's fine.
motion and a second. And anyone want to speak to the motion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Motion carries to accept the report. Next up is Miss Sherry Bradley, Warren County Animal Control and Adoption Center.
Hi, everybody. For the month of November, we took in 23 dogs, 13 cats. We adopted out 10 dogs and 21 cats. We sent 12 dogs to rescue, 4 cats to rescue, 4 dogs were returned to their owners. We had 1 cat that passed in vet care. We took in $1,373 for adoption fees. And our current population as of the end of November was 13 dogs, 7 cats. And we did 372 phone calls, 145 Facebook messages, and 28 roll calls. And we've also hooked up with Pilots and Paws, so we sent a dog out on Sunday to Minnesota, on a plane. So it's all donated time.
I saw that on Facebook. That's definitely unique.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then, go ahead.
all right, I would entertain a motion to accept Sherry's report.
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion to accept the report from Commissioner Owens.
I'll second.
All right, we have a second from Commissioner Stotts to accept the report. Is there any discussion? Anybody want to speak to that? All right, if not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, and the
Chairman.
last,
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Stotts.
Is it okay if I ask Ms. Bradley a question?
yes, go ahead.
Hi, Sherry, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Hey, I was just wondering, kind of a general question I had for you. How are you all doing on just your supplies and donations? And I don't know, I was trying to think before I asked the question, how long it'd been since we had kind of talked about where
I
you
know.
guys were at on that in committee, but everything has been so crazy. It's just been kind of hit or miss. But I was just kind of sitting here thinking that we hadn't talked about it in a while. And of course, I know that if you were to be needing things, that you would reach out, and we've always worked really well on that. And but I was just kind of wondering, like, how you're doing with everything.
We're doing pretty good on donations, mostly food and cleaning supplies that we've been asking for. They did work on our punch list, so we do have heat in the buildings now. So that's a definite plus.
Awesome.
And they are working on getting a price to level out the ground where Stacy wants to put the building, and working on trying to get a price to round out the driveway so we can have that one in and one out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting on schematics from Stacy so I can level out where the ground is, and I'm waiting on a price from Rich is working with Mr. Grissom to get all that acclimated so we can start like the first of the year.
Awesome. Sounds great.
All right. One thing I wanted to update everybody, I actually had spoken through text to Stacy Harvey this week, and just kind of checking in with him as I do usually about once a month to see where we're at. And unfortunately, because of the way that prices have rose over the last few months since he first discussed donating, basically the largest portion of the building, he said at this time, unless something changes, his donation will be substantially lower. And he basically said something to the effect that it may just wind up being the walls, but I don't understand exactly what he means by that. So I've asked him to draw it up and to get it to us. And he said that he would draw up what his current proposal is as far as what he can donate to us. But I do know that he basically said it would be a lot less because of the construction prices that have been going up over the last few months. So I don't want to be, I hate to bring bad news, but at the same time, I'm not sure that it doesn't mean that we're not going to get the expansion. It just means that we're going to have to put our pencils up to paper and see, what we actually are going to be getting from Superior Walls.
Okay.
And try to switch back to something more positive, because we don't know a lot about what's going to happen with that, and I'd rather not comment on it till Stacy actually gets with Sherry and explains to her what exactly he will be able to do. I would like to remind everybody that coming up next month, it will be our next Adopt One, and I hope that we're able to get out there at the Animal Control and Adoption Center as a committee if possible, and not just sponsor a pet, but just maybe tour the facility safely and kind of see what Sherry and everybody out there what they're doing every day, and get familiar with the place. That's one thing that I believe everybody on the committee should do, and we've been fortunate. We've all done that, and I know Casey will be glad to jump in there with us. So I just wanted to let you know that as of right now, sometime in January, we'll be doing our next Adopt One program, and hopefully we'll be able to help adopt out some more animals.
Sounds great.
All right. If there's is there any other discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Hey, real fast.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Best
Go ahead,
day
Commissioner Owens.
for January. Are we gonna like kind of toss around an email back and forth to see what works for everybody, or how does that date get decided?
Well, what I usually do, I usually communicate between me, Sherry, and Jenny, the lady that does the photography, and get like a couple of dates that can work. And they're always Saturdays, and they're always 10 to 12. And what I'll do is I will email everybody and basically say, here's what I'm looking at. Because I like to try to give everybody a month's notice, because I know how crazy everybody's schedules is. And there, you won't be able to make every one of them. And you know, it's just, if you're available, you can join us. If not, it's not mandatory. It's just an opportunity. And there's been times I haven't been able to go out there. So, but best I can, I'll give everybody a heads up, and we'll try to pick the date that's best for everyone.
Perfect. Thank you.
Well, no problem. All right. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll also make a motion to adjourn.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Owens, for the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Commissioner
second it.
Dunlap will second that.
I think I beat you, David, on that one. So I seconded
That's
that. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right. Everybody have a good evening. Be safe.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do it.